Hi, this is April. Welcome back to my channel. I almost gave up on my little Sony ZV-E10 after I had some really disappointing shaky footage at my trip to the Henry Ford Museum. I had put the steady shot on off, thinking that I wanted a nice wider aspect because the active steady shot crops in at 45%. So I didn't want to use that. When I was reviewing my footage from the museum, it was so shaky. I was so disappointed, and I had intended to use Catalyst Browse. But that is such a daunting task when you have about 30 video clips, and it takes on average 3 minutes to render 1 minute of footage, and it kept crashing on me. Catalyst Browse isn't a horrible service. It is free, but in order to do batch exporting, you have to pay a monthly fee. And I just don't have the extra money or the extra time to spend messing with Catalyst Browse. I'll only use it in emergency situations. So I was really disappointed with the camera, and I felt like I needed to go back to using my Lumix G9, which has in-body image stabilization. Even though it doesn't always do great autofocus, I thought that would be the solution. Because using active steady shot, cropping in at 45%, it's really not an acceptable crop. So this is with active steady shot turned off at 16 millimeters, which is the widest the kit lens will go. And this is with active steady shot turned on at 16 millimeters, which is the widest that this kit lens will go. So as you can see, it's much more cropped in. My face is filling up the frame a lot more. But lo and behold, I discovered this 10 to 18 millimeter lens that Sony has, and I put the active steady shot on, and here we are with the 10 to 18 millimeter lens on. At 10 millimeters, even with active steady shot on, you can see it's a much wider perspective, perfect for vlogging. And it gave me a wide enough perspective with really incredibly stable footage without having to even bother with Catalyst Browse or even the stabilization feature in DaVinci Resolve. So instead of giving up on the Sony ZV-E10, I decided that I am going to definitely use active steady shot and use this 10 to 18 millimeter lens. I was able to get a used copy of this lens for a little over $400, so it wasn't horrible. So in the footage at the museum where it was super shaky, I had steady shot turned completely off. And you can find the setting in tab 2, page 3. So I originally had it turned off. The standard steady shot only uses the optical steady shot in the lens. If the lens has it, you won't see the standard steady shot option even come on if you don't have an OSS lens. With this footage that I was so impressed with, I used active steady shot. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Lumix G9, but at 579 grams, as compared to the little Sony ZV-E10, which is only 364 grams. I really wanted the stability to work in the Sony ZV-E10. It's so much easier to carry around. If you like this video, give it a like. Consider subscribing as I try to find the best camera for a beginner like me.